discrimination for hate.
No, there was no discrimination.
Everyone was getting it.
It's just who's the top dogs in the school. That's what it boils.
So if you weren't alpha, you were getting bullied, or you were getting.
I don't even know if it was. Was it bullied?
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't bullying. It was like he said.
If you weren't in school, if you weren't like heads down, this is just what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then you got caught up in
the bullshit.
Yeah, you got caught up in that.
Oh man.
And if you didn't, you just didn't matter in a sense. Like you just weren't. You just didn't have friends, and you just did your own thing. Like no one knew you existed, kind of thing.
So beyond high school, Matt, do you feel like society or just through interactions, people always try to put you in a bubble, like label you?
No, I think it was just at school. Yeah. I honestly think it was just at school, and there were certain things. I'm sure that there were different things that they could do to build unity in that school.
Of course,
but it just wasn't. For whatever reason, it just never happened.
No, yeah.
I think for me, when I moved and started going to Xavier, so that was grades 11 and 12. Mm-hmm. The thing that really unified the school was the football team.
Okay.
So every clique had an alpha, had a group of guys that that were athletic, that wanted to kind of do something with their life. And when you're in a situation like in Rick Hansen where you have no outlet for that, then you turn on each other.
True.
At Xavier, there was a really good football team, and the coaches would go up to you when you came into school and they'd say, okay, well, you think you're a badass? Let's prove it.
Yeah.
Come out. Right? And so you're fighting each other, but you're together now.
Right.
Now you're on the same team.
Right?
So now when it's like a party and everybody's together, it's no beef. It's like...
Yeah. I recognize you from practice.
Right.
Or,
We recognize each other from practice. I fought a guy for you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
When we were when we were playing a game last week.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, now we're friends.
Camaraderie and there's
loyalty there. It reminds me of that movie, that Denzel Washington movie.
Training Day.
No.
I mean, not Training Day. I mean,
snap. We went to that school and it was the white.
PR Marshall?
No,
it's Coast. It was the white guy.
It's
what is it called?
About this movie? It's her favorite movie. Shit.
Titans. Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. Because there was some segregation. The black kids came to the school and then absolutely.
Watch that movie tomorrow.
No, that definitely does help because when you have an outside threat represented in the outside team,
of course,
or the other school, then everybody can kind of band together and come together.
It's that old school saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to. There's that camaraderie when it's us against the world. It doesn't matter if the person beside you is black or white or it doesn't matter. You're like, yo, let's go.
Exactly. Yeah. And there were definitely cliques.
Yeah.
Like our cafeteria was split up.
Yeah.
We would have the black kids here. We'd have the Polish kids, and the Portuguese, and the Chinese, and this. Like it was still split.
Yeah.
But nobody's fighting because the people that would control that dynamic, they're all friends.
Right.
Like, so who were the people that controlled that? Was that the football team that controlled the dynamic, kind of held everybody in check?
It's not about holding people in check. It's about you're going to naturally follow.
Yeah.
The alpha set the tone.
Of course.
Right? So if they're fighting each other, then it's just very tense.
Yeah.
If they're not fighting, then everything kind of calms down.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to just organically start a fight. Like, why would you do that?
No, that's what I was going to say. Like it's you said it perfectly right there. Like if there's nobody wants to fight. I don't think anybody in the world has ever wanted to fight unless their leader said we're fighting. Then it's like, okay, we're fighting. So they're right. There's always a leader, and people fall in line to that. And
well, here's the thing. I don't think there were definitely outliers. There's
always outliers.
There were definitely people that did just want to fight. I can remember one guy just got his ass kicked, just really really bad. Yeah, I mean, I
every high school had that one kid that just got beat up.
Right.
For no reason. You come to school, he has a black guy. Like, what happened, yo?
Yeah, right. I'm in talk. He just get crushed all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But that didn't spark off into, okay, well, I'm bringing my brother.
Right. Yeah. Because that's just that dude that does that.
But here's the thing. At Rick Hansen, you had to be careful who you got in a fight with, right? Because if you stepped on somebody's shoe, right? Yep. And then all of a sudden... Why'd you step on my shoe? What the fuck?
Step on my J's.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm walking.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden, you start fighting with this dude.
Now you just get your head bust in the back from some next nigga.
Exactly, right? Yeah. You have to worry about all the other guys that he knew, and he has to worry about all the guys that you know, right? And then what would happen? We go to the baseball field and fight it out, and then the police will come.
Literally,
that's literally what would happen.
Every time.
Every time, there'd be at least, I'd say, 30, 40
at
kids.
Least. Yeah,
just
fighting.
Yeah, and then we'd start off with one,
And it turned into like
let's do
one-on-one, yo. Sizing niggas up.
And it would start with that one person would start getting their head cracked.
And then all it takes,
and then the next nigga would be like, yo, that's my nigga. Jump in, and now it's just.
And then it's a game fight.
Yeah,
it's a ball fight.
Yeah, it's a ball fucking fight.
But see, those were the good old days when it was just fists being thrown. Now there's guns and knives and.
Like, so there were. I never saw. I know that you had an experience that was definitely more advanced than mine. But I've seen like, you know, bats. One guy had a brick. Tree branches.
I'll take a tree branch.
Knives.
Definitely. I've seen somebody.
Yeah. I've seen.
I haven't seen anything like that.
I've been in fights where like a knife has come out and I'm like, alright, I'm exiting this fight.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've also been in situations where like it's supposed to be just a, conversation. It's supposed to be just a conversation, two adults having a discussion based off of disagreement, and it turns into something violent.
Yeah, right. But think about it. Is that really the way that you want to have a conversation? Let's leave the school and go like we're young kids.
Oh, yeah.
let's both of us leave the school with 30 of our best friends. Have them form a circle around us and listen.
See who dies.
Right. And of course, that's going to degenerate.
Absolutely. The problem. And you're right. It was always like, and you all know how you can always tell that no one really wants to fight is I've seen this scenario too many times. It's after school.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, there's talk of such and such.
There's shit
such and such.
Bubbling.
After school it's going down. And look, there's 4 or 5 periods of time for those two individuals to be like, honestly, dog, I'd rather just go home and watch some Power Rangers, But there's so much generation of. Yo, dog,
it's the hype man in the back.
You gotta fight after. So then you'll see them two guys, and you'll see the back and forth of, yo, dog, I heard you said this about me. Yo, well, dog, you said that, this and this and this. Yo, bro, well, next time if you said that, like, why'd you... The moment guys start talking, neither of them want to fight.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
Because there's 30 people, like, yo, my nigga, throw a fist real quick. You have to.
You have to.
And then one person throws a fist,
And let's be honest, I mean, like 25 out of 30 of the people that you bring are just there to watch, right? So they're not there to like actually help out.
Like I remember there was this one guy in high school. I think I was in grade 11. The Spanish guy, and like me and him never liked each other. And I remember one time he said something to me, and I was like, "Yo, straight up, say it to my face." Because I'm tired of people telling me you say talking shit. I was like, I'm standing in front of you, say it right now. He didn't want to say anything. Then literally I hear rumors throughout the day, like third period, like this guy wants to fight me. So I went up to him right in the hallway by his locker. I'm like, "Yo, you got something to say to me?" And he's like, "Nah, I ain't got nothing to say." I'm like, "Okay, cool. So you don't want to talk to me? You got nothing to say?" He was like, "Nah, where'd you hear that from?" I'm like, "Well, your boys are telling me you want to talk to me." And literally, I'm looking at him in the face. I'm like, "I'm not going to meet you outside. I'm not going to meet you on the corner. If you want to fight me, you punch me right now. We could do this."
Yeah, I was always that guy, too.
And he's like, "Nah." I'm like, "All right, cool. We straight." I held him up. Done.
And that's one thing that was always
because I looked at it as I was, at the time, I was applying for university.
Right.
I'm like, I can't afford to get suspended for this dumb shit.
Yep.
So I was looking at my future. I was like, literally, grade 11, I was like, nah, I don't need this shit.
And it's funny, I was always that kind of guy too. Like I think I've been in 3 fights that no one ever knows about. Like if it was ever a beef with me personally, I wasn't the guy to tell all my boys and then go meet the dude after school. I just didn't do that.
Never.
All those situations were always generated from people in my clique or people in another clique or someone disrespected one of my boys. So then I'm down for sure. But I remember this one guy, Rajdev.
Wow, you
bitch ass nigga.
You
So I don't remember exactly what it was.
Nah, because I already know.
I remember I think he like bullied one of my dudes. He did something like that. And I was down at, you remember the tech wing?
Yes.
So it was down in the tech wing.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him. Literally, I don't know where he was going.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect storm. It was just me and him. It was like middle of a period. I think I was going to the washroom. He was probably coming back from the washroom. I seen him. And I was like, "Yo, bro, I heard you and such got into a thing or whatever." And then, I don't know, he just started saying some bullshit. So I just started beating his ass, like, right in the hallway. And this was funny.
And you just started pissing him up.
I literally punched him, like, 2 times. He licked up into the lockers. And then, he stumbled over, and I kind of stood over him and just faced him a couple times. And I was just like, "Yo, bro, if anybody ever talks about this, dog, I'm going to come back for you." I just went back to class, and no one ever knew about it, my nigga. And I'm not going to lie.
Oh, so he didn't even talk about it.
So this is the thing. I went back to class. I went back to class, and what was his name? My teacher. I don't remember. But he was like, "Yo, Morrison, like, you took a minute. Like, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just, whatever." And I was bummy because I was like, "Yo, if the dude tells, like, mans are getting suspended again. Like,
of course.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, one thing with me, I always had good grades in high school.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, I always had good grades.
I was on honor roll.
I skipped a few classes here and there, but I always had good grades.
Yeah.
So, as far as all my teachers knew, I was a good-ass student.
Yeah.
They didn't even know I was hood like that. You know, I got into a couple situations where teachers would come out and stop a fight, and they'd see me and they'd be like, Morrison,
Joseph?
No. Yeah.
How
Literally.
dare you?
So, real talks.
Honestly,
so,
Joseph.
Didn't you feel bad when you disappointed your teachers?
dog.
I
So,
always
for
felt
me,
that.
I went back to class, and I'm like, yo, if this nigga tells, like, I'm fucked.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, so I think I had 2 other situations like that, too.
Yeah.
But point being, anytime I had a problem with somebody,
Yeah.
if I see you, we're just going to deal with it right there. And I'm not a dude that's going to come out, yo, dog, I heard you said such and otherwise, I'm not going to fight. If I don't want to fight you,
so
I'm not
what
going to fight
grade
you.
were you in when that
That
happened?
was grade 11 because I was in tech. So that was grade 11.
So by the time you were in grade 12, what would have happened in that situation is you would have left school, right, at the end of the day, thinking everything is lit
Yeah.
and legit.
Yeah.
And then there'd be 40 Arab guys waiting for you.
Just wait.
Oh, that's happened. But this is the thing. With my clip,
What do you do? Like, when you see 40 dudes just
You
wait,
have to, like,
I'm going to tell you a story.
you gotta throw down. Because it's 40 dudes.
right. And
You have
and
to fight it through
But
that.
here's the thing. They would always be together.
Yeah.
So when you guys would go home, it would be you and like 5, 6,
More
7
than
other
that.
people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, always.
Because they all live in the same area,
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Y'all
So
take
they'd
the
all-
same bus.
Well, they live within walking distance, right?
Yeah.
So they just walk
Walk
home.
home together,
Everybody's
yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
And that was how it was. You like most people didn't walk home by themselves. You
Nah.
had to walk home with like 3,
Yeah,
4,
yeah.
Your unit.
maybe
Minimum.
6 guys
Yeah.
at minimum, just in case.
Yeah.
Because you had to go past the smoker area.
Yeah, of
And
course.
that was like a
That's just
really
where shit went down.
That's where
you
stuff
just
happened.
never knew
Oh,
what was
man.
going to happen.
because you
in the
never
smoker's
knew
pit.
if maybe you pissed somebody off
Yeah.
late last year.
Yeah.
You
and
don't
then they
remember.
see you,
And then
it's
they're
like,
with 20 other boys, they see you alone. They're like,
yeah,
oh, crap,
and then they
this
know,
man's-
and then it's like, okay, this is the time,
Yeah.
right? He's
Sizing
alone.
you up.
Yeah,
Right.
It's true.
So by the time I was in like grade 9, grade 10,
Yeah.
that was the situation in the school where
true
literally
stuff.
you would have a problem with somebody, just a basic like, you know, either I scuffed your shoe or, you know, just dumb shit. You know, like adolescence,
It's
right?
always
Just dumb
dumb shit.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
It's always dumb.
There's no, you can't even talk about it because it's just stupid.
Yeah, you can't.
Both of y'all know that it's stupid.
It's dumb, yeah.
But you'd walk outside and there'd be like fucking like 25 people there waiting.
Oh, yeah. And you knew
And
it,
then
too.
one guy in a car, and it's like, aren't you too old for this?
Yo, that's so true. You'd see, yo, bro, no bullshit. One time, I'm dead ass.
Who's
Listen,
always the dude? Was
in, like,
the high school?
he was at 25.
It was like an Acura Integra.
yo, no bullshit.
Oh, beat
Or
up
like a-
shit. And it's
a
like,
Honda
how did
Civic.
you?
No bullshit.
Is
One
this the
time.
battle wagon? What the
Real
fuck
talk.
is this?
The
One-
battle
it's true.
wagon.
It's true, yo. I remember one time.
Coming in his mom's 94 Toyota Camry.
Yup.
The champagne color with the rust on the back
Yes.
rim.
Yup. That's
that was it. That's
or the Honda Accord.
That was
The
the
95 Honda Accord.
The 95
yup.
Honda
Champagne,
Accord.
yes.
When you turn the
Yup.
engine, it rattles a little.
A little bit.
Yes.
I remember one. It's funny. I remember one time we got into a fight
man.
with what's this Indian dude's name? Flip. We got into
Yes.
a bunch of those Indian dudes.
FBI, full-blooded Indians.
Yup. FBI's. We got into a beef with one of them, so it was obviously a beef between all of them. So long story
Yo,
short,
Indians do not fight alone.
they don't. No.
Especially
Nobody
the Sri
fought
Lankans.
alone
This is,
at
the thing with, this is the
Roehampton.
thing with the Indians and
I'll
the
never
Kansas.
fight a
They
Sri
would
Lankan.
come with like 40 mans, and they're all pussies.
Yeah.
I got another story for you guys, but this
40
particular story, real
Yeah.
talks.
Okay.
So long story short, is a beef. It's our clique, their clique. We
Yeah.
got 90 niggas. We got like 20, but we know we're gonna crush them because they're pussies. Like 10 of them will fight.
Nah, but the FBI's, they're like
So-
ants.
So here's the thing. So
So
one of my
sorry,
boys, Dre, and the other dude started scrapping, and I was laughing. I remember this so vividly. I was laughing because they started squaring up. You know, they're kind of doing the size up, about to start snuffing each other. And the dude threw a leg kick, and I was like, "My nigga, you threw a leg kick, dog. Like you're afraid to hit. Like I knew he's never been in a fight because you're afraid to hit someone in the face. Which is, if you've never punched someone in the face before, it's like you can't connect to doing that. Anyway, so then Dre starts just dummying this nigga, like he just starts
He's
throwing
just
throwing some bows at this guy,
Yeah.
right? I'm not playing, my nigga. I'm a big fat dude. I'm not talking shit, bro. This nigga had to be like 45 years old. Came out in the middle and just started swinging on my nigga Dre, right?
Yep.
And I remember it for an instance. I'm like, this nigga is a grown ass man. Like, whose uncle
Yeah.
is this? Whose uncle is? So,
Yes.
but obviously,
Who
so
brought their
it's a
dad
beef.
to a fist fight?
So then it becomes a mosh pit. Everyone's scrapping. Everyone's, you know, and then Mr. Cianfrini came outside and everyone runs and it's the same thing. But
Do that, and then by the time I was there, then it was just police.
yeah. So I remember us dipping through to the soccer field, and I just remember actually